What's the biggest age gap you guys have had?
Probably 10 years, but not when I was under 21 though.
Okay. What about you?
About 7, 8 years.
What about you?
Yeah, I think it's like 10, 12 years.
Okay. Yeah.
What about you?
Maybe 3 years.
I don't even think that angle's worth it, to be honest, since she's gone. How many? What?
3.
What's the oldest guy that you would date currently? So you're 24, or sorry, you're 26. Oldest guy you would date?
Yeah, I would say like 35, 36.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go much above 40.
Okay, 35. Wouldn't go above 40.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
You want to go over 40? You might want to change your mind.
Maybe
What
I'm just
about you?
traumatized.
I never really thought about it. I don't think I would put an age thing to it. I'm more on like getting to know people, because then it's the same thing. What's the lowest I would date? I mean, obviously like 21, 18, but
So you would date a 45, 50-year-old?
I don't know.
What is actually wrong with the age gap relationships? All of you said it was wrong or whatever?
I don't think it's wrong with the age gap specifically, but I feel like if you're under 21, I feel like it's just a little like weird for somebody who's super old, like 30, to be wanting to date someone under 21. Like, you can't even, what do y'all have in common? What are y'all gonna do for a date? They can't even go with you and buy a drink at the bar. It's just kind of like inappropriate, because I don't know. I feel like, okay, if you 21 and you dated somebody like a little over 30 is different, but I feel like at like 18, 19, especially as a young girl, you're naive. You don't know everything you need to know about the world, and I feel like you're very susceptible to being what happened to you again?
It's called groomed, yeah.
Yeah, you're very susceptible to being groomed by a man that's 30 plus and already has his life figured out and been through 100 women and back. Yeah.
So let me ask you something. The older I get, the more I realize something important. When women say this thing on the age gap, they say, well, you don't have anything in common. I realize I don't have anything in fucking common with women at all anyway. I don't have anything in common with them. I don't like the same music that they like. I don't do my nails. I don't care about glitter. I don't give a shit about makeup. I don't care about anthropomorphizing animals on TV. I don't like, literally zero women's interest do I have. And then I realized I actually am not interested in almost anything my wife is interested in. And then when I look back on women that I've dated, I'm not interested in anything they're interested in either. And then when you ask people, you realize actually in male-female dynamics, they're not really that interested in the thing that the other person's interested in. So women aren't very interested in guns. They're not very interested in, hang on. So women aren't very interested in guns. They're not very interested in my truck. They're not very interested in mechanics. They're not really interested in philosophy. They're not really interested. They're basically not interested in anything that men are interested in. So what is all this commonality? Like, what is it exactly? What are the things that you have in common?
Yeah, like mutual goals, like what you want to do in life, where you see yourself, like how you see your family. And I feel like men and women can have things in common. I don't know. Maybe not you, but me personally, like when I'm dating people, I feel like we usually find the same things funny.
What are the things you have in common?
We'll find the same things funny. We'll like the same TV shows. We'll like the same music. We'll like to go do the same things for fun.
Hang on. You'll like some of the same TV shows. But they'll often like a lot of media that you probably don't care about. For instance,
like football and sports.
Men
I don't care about that.
really love, they just love to like get on a video game in Red Dead Redemption 2.
I love
and grab a stick of dynamite and literally blow a person to pieces just to watch it happen, because it's just kind of fun. And then maybe they'll lasso somebody and drag them behind their horse, right? Just because it's funny, right? Women don't give a shit about it. They don't care. Oh, come on.
I'm a gamer.
What's the main protagonist's name of Red Dead Redemption? What is it?
Oh, no. I'm just saying I like games. Like, I don't know that game that you're talking about, but specifically, like, I have definitely gotten along with a guy because we like the same games.
She likes Grand Theft Auto.
What I'm saying to you, though, is that your cross interests, right, are no better than the cross interests that you'd have with like kind of any random stranger. When you look at men with men actually have way more in common with other men than they usually do with their own woman.
Facts.
Way more in common.
But you guys
and
are
the
the
thing,
same
the thing that's interesting
both
about
men.
it is it's like,
Are you
so
gonna
when
be
you talk
30 with a
about-
19-year-old male friend?
Hang on. When you're talking about commonalities, that's fine. Maybe there's a tiny bit of commonality, but ultimately they don't really have very much in common.
Are you gonna be, if you were 30, would you be friends with a 19-year-old boy?
Yeah, probably, sure.
Close friends?
Well, I don't know about close. I mean, close would require an elongated relationship with them. But like for instance, what if I had a son-in-law who was 19?
That's different
Would
because
I
that's
not
your
be
family.
friendly with him or friends with him? Yeah, sure. When I was 19, I feel like I was pretty friendly with my father. You know what I mean? Various things like this. Definitely when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, I had 30-year-olds who would take me out hunting, and I had a close companionship with them for sure.
Did you ever date a 30-year-old lady
When?
when you were 19, 18, 19?
No, I didn't. But so what? That has nothing to do with anything.
But the
my
age gap,
personal
the original-
preferences,
the
my
original
personal preferences have nothing to do with anything. I wouldn't date an 18-year-old now at 40. I wouldn't date a 25-year-old girl at 40. I wouldn't even probably date a 40-year-old at 40. But the point is, it's like ultimately the idea that you have to have things in common is kind of silly. In fact, it seems like people who have some of the best relationships don't have anything in common. They don't have really any shared interests at all, and they just love the hell out of each other. They
Okay.
love each other's personality. They love, I don't know. They don't seem to love each other based on their movie interests, or that they find the same things funny. For instance, one of the strongest relationships I've ever seen was one of the guy in the relationship loved to watch crass humor, and his wife hated it. She was always like, "Oh, I can't believe you're watching that again," and she would go into a different room. They still loved each other, right? They had no real shared interests here. So I'm not sure that shared interest is a big one. I'm not really sure.
I don't think it's the biggest.
No.
Yeah. Final few topics here, then we'll do the roast session, then we're going to wrap. Lily, you said that you disagree that dating is easier for women. You disagree that men put in more effort than women when it comes to dating. So do you think women put in more effort than men when it comes to dating?
In general? Or?
Sure, yeah, in general.
I feel like they put in effort in different ways.
Okay.
What ways do women put in effort besides showing up?
Their existence.
That's what I just. That's what I said.
I have one.
Showing up.
This girl.
She literally
Were you
just said
done?
what I said.
Go ahead.
Lily.
I was just gonna say, like, how we were talking about like surgery and stuff earlier. Like, women, we spend so much money and we put so much time and energy and effort into our appearance to get a certain type of man. So I feel like that takes a lot of energy and money on our end because we have to look a certain way to get a certain type of man, or just to get men. Well, I guess it depends on the man.
You don't have to do none of that shit. You just have to be attractive, sweet, and not just letting yourself go. We do not care if you have
But
a
still,
fat
and
ass
And then think
a
about
D
the
cup.
letting yourself go.
upkeep to
Think
take
about
care of yourself.
Exactly. Think about women who are plus
that's
size.
just to be a human.
Think about ugly women and what they have to do.
But being grooming is a human civilization requirement. It's not exclusive to women. We can't just come outside funky and musty like, I got to put in effort, got to get a haircut, got to wear some decent clothes, have a vehicle to pick you up, have them like,
Ours
that's
is way more
human.
expensive, though.
Guys get ready in 5 minutes.
Literally,
Versus
it takes
a girl. it
2-3
takes-
hours. Makeup.
You don't
hair
have- but
products,
that's a
lashes.
choice. We don't care about
5
that
minutes.
shit.
What the hell is he doing that takes 4 extra minutes?
We don't need, but that's something that y'all want to look good for yourselves. I don't like makeup like that. I don't think it makes some women who have, I feel like you have bad skin, got big blemishes. Okay, I understand why you pick makeup. But a lot of women, the lashes and it's really not a requirement of men. And they'll tell you, well, I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. Well, say that. Because y'all not doing that shit for us. That's something you want to do.
It isn't actually, to your credit, that is an interesting argument. Like that the women, they get the plastic surgery, they're going under the knife, they're literally willing to die for beauty. But just to be clear, are you conceding that women wear makeup and do all that shit and get plastic surgery for men?
I won't say all women, but I do think like some women for sure are doing that to attract a certain type of man, like how we're talking about high value men and how you guys are saying like that's what all women want. There's a large group of women that's going and putting themselves through all of that to attract those type of men.
I think true high value men don't want you to wear all that shit though. I think certain men that are like young cats with money, like maybe a young rapper, maybe a young athlete, they might want that shit. But a man that's, let's say a man that's like 38, he's in corporate America, he makes about 300,000. I don't think he really cares how long your lashes and how long your tips of your nails are. I think he just wants you to be classy and modest.
And I feel like to some extent I would agree with that, but I feel like especially looking on social media platforms and seeing like certain people in their relationships, or the girls that spoiled, or the girls that have all the money
Who end up divorcing them dudes. Let's look at the long marriages.
The BBLs and the lashes and the hair.
Yeah, and they be divorced in 2 years. Look at relationships that been standing for 20 and 30 years. Them women be looking hella regular. Look at Denzel Washington's wife. Just regular, modest woman. Like these long, fulfilled relationships, the women are not these Instagram hotties. They're regular, modest-looking women. See, y'all looking at these momentary relationships because the guy got bread, so you feel like to get a dude with bread. See, it's a difference between a high-value man and a high-earning man. A high-value man could make $50,000 because to me, a high-value man is a man that has high values. He values things that are valuable, like family, time spent with loved ones, educating himself, self-education, being physically fit, eating right. These are not things that equate to millions of dollars. So when women are trying to attract high-value men, they need to stop saying that. You're trying to attract high-earning men, and then you realize that they don't have value, so you end up not with them in the first place. So I think we need to change that narrative. And I blame men for that, because high value and high earning is not necessarily synonymous.
Mm-hmm. So just by existing, is that what you said, Lily?
Yes.
So
Okay, well.
Women put in more effort than men because they exist?
No.
Oh
my God. I have like no thoughts right now.
I have I'm gonna get off of the questionnaire.